It's Wednesday night, it's 8 o'clock. It's time for... Let's quiz. Let's quiz. Wednesday night is quiz night. Wednesday night is indeed quiz night. Hello again, everyone. How are you doing? Hope you're staying well, staying safe, staying connected, adjusting to this strange new world that we have. Lovely to see you all back online again. So things are starting to change, aren't they? Greetings from the beautiful Canary Islands, if only. Maybe in the future, maybe soon, who knows. Today I'm, trying to get back to normal and everything. I'm going to share something with you that I did today to try and get back to normal. And I trust you, I feel like we know each other well enough for me to share this. I drove 20 kilometres to the Boreham interchange on the A12, the junction of the A12 and the A130, to go to the nearest drive-through McDonald's that was open. And I went in, I queued for half an hour, and I had a McDonald's, and I'm not too ashamed to admit I wept salt tears as I bit into that first double cheeseburger. Those of you that know me will know that it's not the first time I've cried whilst eating McDonald's, but it's certainly the first times that there's been tears of joy. So, hopefully it's to do with things getting back to a more normal sense of normality. Hopefully we're all going to see each other again soon at some point. And, things like this, doing this quiz and, connecting the way that we do, it just sort of reminds us of that lovely thing. Why do we do sort of all these things in our lives, all these things that we miss? And it's to do with kind of hooking up with each other and meeting each other and just enjoying each other's company and that lovely thing of having friends and, doing life together. It's lovely. Anyway, that's as deep as it's going to get. The reason it's getting deep. So we're doing, quiz number 10. Probably going to be the last one for a while. I need to take a little bit of break from the quizzing, but it's been amazing. It's been a lovely sort of journey to have been on. So a few things to say. So first of all, I did have a few guest quizmasters suggest some questions for us this week. I had to get the questions in the can relatively early on this time, and so I wasn't able to sort of fit them into the quiz this time. But thank you so much to Helen for suggesting a question, to Hugh and to Rose as well. Thank you for sending those through. Really appreciate it. What else? What am I drinking this evening? Well, as it's the last one for a while, I thought, what better way to, we're going to get on the good stuff tonight. It's a bit of Grand Marnier there. Lovely Grand Marnier. So that's nice. So you're very good health. This is to all of you guys. This is the good stuff. I must say, damn good stuff, sir. So, cheers, everyone. We're going to have a prize round this week also. So there is actually going to be a physical prize. No bonus points or anything like that. A physical, actual prize. And I'm going to run that prize competition thing during round 2. So we'll do it during that time. And whoever wins is going to get something posted in the post to them from me. What else have we got? Shout outs. I'd like to give a shout out to, let me just check this one. She's going through. Shout out to Hayley, Gracie, Sophia, Vic, Mum, and Anne. So I know you're all watching. Hi. Hi, Lorraine. Hello, Helen. Hi, Les and Stella. So my gift from me to you, I'm going to give you a free answer. One of the answers in today's quiz is Endgame. Dun, dun, dun. Endgame is the answer to one of the questions in this week's quiz. So just bear that in mind when I'm asking you all the rest of the questions. Fantastic. 34 viewers. Loving it. Should we get on, guys? Let's get some questions going. Let's go to round 1. So round 1, name the film. I'm going to show you a picture, a still from a film. You just got to name what the film is. And all of these things are going to be featuring things that we've all missed doing. So here we go. Getting a haircut. definitely missed getting a haircut. I actually tried cutting my hair yesterday. It almost ended up like this. But what film's that still from? What film is that still from? Shout out to Trevor, Rich, and Lee, and the family sitting in the garden doing the quiz. Lovely stuff, guys. Hope you're having a nice time. Right, number 2, having a drink in a hotel bar. Oh, I've missed doing that. What film is that still from? What film is that? Shout out to the porters in Billericay. God bless you guys. Number 3, going to the movies. What film is that from? Number 4, sharing a bed with a friend. We've all done it. Not been able to do it for, the last few weeks. What film is that still from? Shout out to the Connollys and the whole of Billericay. What film's that from? Number 5, visiting a grandparent. Visiting a grandparent. What film is that still from? Number 6, eating in a fine restaurant. Eating in a fine restaurant. What film is that still from? Number 7, catching a flight. Catching a flight. What still is that film from? Sorry, what still is that film? What film is that still from? Grand Marnier is kicking in, guys. Shout out to the Howls and shout out to the Nuttles. And number 8, getting a hug when you need one. Ah. What film is that from? Big shout out to everyone, as always, from St George's. So we'll just run through those one more time for any latecomers. Always go through the questions in round 1 twice. Getting a haircut, having a drink in a hotel bar, going to the movies, sharing a bed with a friend, visiting a grandparent, eating in a fine restaurant, catching a flight, getting a hug when you need one. Fantastic. So let's go to answers on round 1. So getting a haircut, that is still from G.I. Jane. G.I. Jane, starring Demi Moore. She joins the US Marines, I think. Having a drink in a hotel bar. That is a scene from The Shining. Going to the movies. That is from La La Land. Sharing a bed with a friend. Fantastic scene from a very funny film. Planes, Trains and Automobiles. Hi, Chris Martin in Wiltshire. Visiting a grandparent. Apologies for any potential spoilers. Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. Eating in a fine restaurant. I know a lot of you have got this one. That is Pretty Woman. I think she's eating snails there. Catching a flight. Right, it's up to you how strict you want to be on this one if you're sort of going up against other teams. So it's Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. So you could accept Mission Impossible, but if you want to be more specific, go for the Rogue Nation part. Tom Cruise did that stunt himself. He loves all that kind of thing. He actually clung to the side of a plane when it took off. And getting a hug when you need one, of course, is a scene from Good Will Hunting. So, how did you guys do on that one? Post your scores up, live chat. Let me know how you're doing, how many out of 10 you got. I think there's going to be some of you who have done quite well in that particular round. Good health again. So I'm thinking we can have a little bit of a competition now. I'll run it over the next couple of rounds, see how we do, see if anyone gets the correct answer. So it's to do with chocolate, basically. And what I did today is I went out and I bought a bar of chocolate. And you get one guess, only one guess. You have to guess what bar of chocolate I bought. The first person to guess the correct bar of chocolate that I bought, I will send some of this chocolate to you in the post. I know it's going to be one of the hottest weeks of the year coming up, so I can't guarantee what state it will arrive in. But whoever gets the first correct answer through to me on what bar of chocolate did I buy will get some of that chocolate. Fantastic score for the Porters in that first round. So the phones are going to start buzzing. So to get through, you just use the quiz number, which is down here, 07908 022 049. Shout out to Jordan, zooming from Cardiff. Hey, Jordan. Shout out to Hannah in Tunisia. Love it. Always good to get another continent involved in the quizzes. So yeah, over the course of the geography round, if you can buzz in what you think the bar of chocolate was that I bought, first one to get it right will receive some of that chocolate in the post. It does involve me getting your address, but we know each other well enough to do that. Okay, let's get on with round 2, geography W. All the answers begin with the letter W. Number 1, what beach is the center of tourism in Hawaii? What beach is the center of tourism in Hawaii? We'll begin with W. Number 2, in which Irish county would you find Rosslare Harbour? In which Irish county would you find Rosslare Harbour? Number 3, Olympia is the capital of which US state? Olympia is the capital of which US state? All the answers begin with W. A maelstrom is a type of what? Maelstrom is a type of what? Number 5. In which English county was Shakespeare born? In which English county was Shakespeare born? It is known, unsurprisingly, as Shakespeare's County. Apologies for the sound there. That's some a bit more of the GM going in. Number 6. In Bram Stoker's novel, in which English town was Dracula said to have come ashore? Bram Stoker's novel, in which English town was Dracula said to have come ashore? No one has got the correct chocolate answer as yet. What's the shortest line on the London Underground? Question 7. What's the shortest line on the London Underground? And number 8, in terms of population, what's the largest city in the world that begins with W? In terms of population, what's the largest city in the world that begins with W? There are some people sending in multiple entrances for the quiz, mentioning no names. Annabelle. Only one go each time. Okay, that's the geography questions. Let's go to the answers here. What beach is the centre of tourism in Hawaii? That is Waikiki Beach. Waikiki. Number 2, in which Irish county would you find Rosslare Harbour? Wexford, County Wexford. Number 3, Olympia is the capital of which US state? That is Washington State. A maelstrom is a type of what? Well, that is a type of whirlpool. In which English county was Shakespeare born? He was born in Warwickshire. In Bram Stoker's novel, in which English town was Dracula said to have come ashore? Well, that was the port, I guess, of Whitby, seaside town of Whitby. What's the shortest line on the London Underground? Those Londoners of you, maybe Essex ones of you will know this. It's the Waterloo and City line. Only two stops, about a mile and a half long. And in terms of population, what's the largest city in the world that begins with the letter W? Well, been in the news a little bit of late. That's Wuhan. Wuhan is the answer there. So things have heated up in the chocolate round. I've had loads of wrong answers. Right, so I'm going to tell you the answers that are wrong, and I'm going to reopen the lines. Right, things that I didn't buy today. I did not buy a Mint Aero. I did not buy a Mars bar. a fruit and nut, a Toblerone. I did not buy Turkish Delight. I did not buy a Bourneville orange. I don't think I've ever bought a Bourneville orange. I didn't buy a double decker. I didn't buy an Aero, a Bounty. I didn't buy a Ritter Sport, although I often do. I didn't buy Galaxy. I didn't get involved in the Ferrero Rocher. I didn't buy any dark milk. And I didn't buy a Boost. Okay, lines are back open. Have another guess. See if you can guess what I bought. First person to guess correctly gets some of this chocolate. Awesome. Let's go to the next round. Famous number twos. This is one of our options from last week that didn't make it. And so what I'm going to do in the course of history, there have been some real travesties in terms of the charts when the number one was really really a big deal. And some fantastic songs never got to number one, and they were denied by some maybe not fantastic songs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the year, I'm going to give you what was number one, and then I'm going to give you the band that was at number two, the band or singer. You just got to tell me what song. So it's the title of the song that was deprived of being a number one. Here we go. So in 1967, Please Release Me by Engelbert Humperdinck was number one, and the Beatles were at number two. Which Beatles song never got to number one because of Engelbert? Let's go forward in time. 1977. I Don't Want to Talk About It by Rod Stewart was number one, which, is a half decent song. But it kept the Sex Pistols off number one. What Sex Pistols song never got to number one in 1977 because of Rod Stewart? This is, for me personally, this is one of the biggest travesties of all time. In 1981, Shut Up Your Face by Joe Dolce was number one. What's the matter, you? Hey, why you looking so sad? It stopped a song by Ultravox being number one. What song did not get to number one because of Joe Dolce? In 1985, The Power of Love by Jennifer Rush was number one, later covered by Celine Dion, I believe. It kept an a-ha song off number one. What a-ha song never got to number one because of Jennifer Rush? In 1995, Unchained Melody by Robson and Jerome kept a Pulp song off number one. What Pulp song was destined never to be number one of the charts because of Unchained Melody by Robson and Jerome? Another travesty happened slightly later in 1995. I Believe by Robson and Jerome kept an Oasis song off number one. What Oasis song never got to number one? Because of the lovable duo of Robson Green and Jerome Flynn. In 2008, Hallelujah by Alexandra Burke stopped Jeff Buckley from getting his only number one hit. What song by Jeff Buckley did not get to number one in 2008 because of Hallelujah by Alexandra Burke? And number 8, in 2016, One Dance by Drake was number one for ages, like 10 weeks, something like that. It stopped a very popular song by Justin Timberlake not getting to number one. What Justin Timberlake song didn't hit number one because of Drake? Well, because of the buying public's preference for Drake. It wasn't Drake's fault. Don't blame Drake. So hopefully you've got you've got 8 answers for that, 8 different song titles. Let's go through the answers. Right, 1967, Please Release Me by Engelbert Humperdinck stopped Strawberry Fields Forever, which is a double A side with Penny Lane, from getting to number one. Strawberry Fields Forever was never number one because of Engelbert Humperdinck. 1977, I Don't Want to Talk About It by Rod Stewart kept the Sex Pistols' God Save the Queen from number one. Now, this was actually around the time of the Silver Jubilee, I believe, and there was a bit of controversy. They said maybe at the time that Sex Pistols had sold that many, but because it was such an anarchic kind of tune at the time, it wouldn't have been appropriate. So that there's a sort of conspiracy theory that the charts were rigged that particular week to stop them from getting to number one. Like this still, I have to say, this one still burns me to this day. This one in 1981. Shut Up Your Face, like sort of a song, a novelty song by Joe Dolce. It stopped Vienna by Ultravox from getting to number one. And those of you that know me, and possibly even those of you that don't know me, will probably worked out that Vienna is one of my favourite songs of all time. There's nothing I like more than relaxing back with a glass of Grand Marnier and listening to Vienna. 1985, The Power of Love by Jennifer Rush stopped Take On Me getting to number one. However, the A1 version of Take On Me, which was released, I think in the early 2000s or late 90s, did get to number one. Again, another travesty. 1995, Unchained... Right, Robson and Jerome have got a lot to answer for. Unchained Melody stopped the Pulp song Common People from getting to number one. And then later that year, I Believe by Robson and Jerome stopped Wonderwall from getting to number one. I suppose when we look back, what do we listen to more nowadays, 20 odd years on from this? 2008. Here's a little chart anomaly for you. Hallelujah by Alexandra Burke kept Hallelujah by Jeff Buckley off number one. They were number one and number two for the Christmas number one and two that year. And obviously neither of them were I don't think either of them were the original artist. I think the original artist was, I think it's Leonard Cohen. Stand to be corrected. I think it's Leonard Cohen who did the original version. Yeah, travesty after travesty. I agree with you, Helen. And in 2016, One Dance by Drake stopped Can't Stop the Feeling by Justin Timberlake from getting to number one. I didn't feel so bad about that one. I mean, I didn't really know about it. I had to do a little bit of research on that one, to be honest. So Can't Stop the Feeling is the answer for 2016. Whisper, no. Snickers, no. Dairy Milk, Double Decker, Dime, no. Yorkie, any flavour, no. Hershey's Cookie and Cream, no. Crunchy, no. Fry's Chocolate Cream, again, lovely bar, no. Twix, no. Tony's Chocolonely, no. We go again. Come up with some more answers. That's not the chocolate bar I bought. It's literally there. It's looking at me. Tell me what chocolate bar I bought earlier today, and you can win a lifetime supply. No, that's ridiculous. I will send you some of this chocolate in the post. Let's go to the next round. Compass points. All of the answers feature a cardinal point in their name, and there are two of each. So we're talking north, east, south, and west, okay? Just those four, and each one of those four featured twice. So you can do a little bit of working out on that, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. So the answers all feature either north, south, east, or west. Number one, the boy band who had hits in the 90s with Steam and Deep. The boy band who had hits in the 90s with Steam and Deep. Number two, this US Marine officer who was the center of the Iran-Contra scandal in 1987. His name features a cardinal compass point. Number three, which witch does Dorothy's house squash in The Wizard of Oz? Which witch does Dorothy's house squash in The Wizard of Oz? Number four, with whom would you most associate this quote? Right, who said this? Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'll let you finish, but Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. With whom would you most associate this quote? Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm going to let you finish, but Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. Number five, which song was a hit for the Village People in 1978 and the Pet Shop Boys in 1994? Which song was a hit for the Village People in 1978 and the Pet Shop Boys in 1994? Number six, when the Premier League was suspended in March, what was the highest placed team with a cardinal point in their name? So hopefully the Premier League is able, if it's safe, hopefully the Premier League is able to resume again later in June. I'm a Liverpool fan, so I wanted to resume. Nobody else does, but that's fine. But when it was suspended in March, what was the highest placed team that had a cardinal point in their name? Number 7. Catherine Morland is the main character in which Jane Austen novel? Catherine Morland is the main character in which Jane Austen novel? The books round last week was a real hit with people, so hopefully you guys will know this one. Which Jane Austen novel features a cardinal point in its name somewhere? And number 8. Which UK resort town has the longest pleasure pier in the world? A lot of people going there over the last couple of weekends, I've seen. But which UK resort town has the longest pleasure pier in the world? Let's do some answers on cardinal points. There are 2 of each. Boy band who had hits in the 90s with Steam and Deep. It was not Westlife, it was East 17. East 17. The US Marine officer who was the centre of the Iran-Contra scandal in 1987. So if you didn't know it, you might have been able to work it out, but it's Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North. I suppose even if you put North for that one, you can probably get away with it. Oliver North. He was all over the news back in 1987. You know, the 80s. Which witch does Dorothy's house squash in The Wizard of Oz? Well, that is the Wicked Witch of the East. Because obviously through the rest of the film, the main antagonist is the Wicked Witch of the West, who gets, well, I won't tell you what happens to her, it's a spoiler. But Wicked Witch of the East, yeah, she gets squashed pretty early on, wearing the ruby slippers as well. With whom would you most associate this quote? Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm going to let you finish, but Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. That's Kanye West. Yeah, I mean, that picture says it all, really. She got won the award for, it was some random kind of thing, like best female video or something, like when they still split it up like that at the VMAs. And he jumped on stage and, yeah, decided to take on the mic and let Beyonce know. Which song was a hit for the Village People in 1978 and the Pet Shop Boys in 1994? That was Go West. When the Premier League was suspended in March, what was the highest placed team with a cardinal point in their name? It was Southampton, just above, 2 places above West Ham there. So Southampton is the answer on that one. Catherine Morland is the main character in which Jane Austen novel? That's Northanger Abbey. And which UK resort town has the longest pleasure pier in the world? A lot of our regulars come from this manor. Southend-on-Sea. Make noise. Southend-on-Sea. So there's our compass points round. We have a winner of the chocolate. It's not Lindt. It's not Flake. It's not Milky Way. It's not Buttons. It's not Kinder Bueno. It's not a packet of Rolos, a caramel, a Kit Kat, or a twirl. It is, in fact, a finger of fudge is just enough to give your kids a treat. That sounds quite scary. That was the advertising slogan back in the 80s. It was a fudge. I actually, well, to be honest, I bought a multi-pack. It was like £1 for 6. So it was a fudge, and the first person, in fact, the only people to get through to me with the right answer were the Howells. Congratulations to the Howells. So if you guys want to drop me your address on the WhatsApp, I'm going to send you some fudge through the post, Cadbury's fudge through the post, if you want me to. Yeah, so drop me your address and I'll send that through to you. Very much congratulations on winning our little prize that week. Please, no more chocolate bars on the messaging now because it got a bit mental. Oh, well done, Les. 8 on the compass points round. Very good. Right, we come now to the final round of the last quiz for the time being. I don't know what it is. Oh my goodness. General knowledge. Now, the initials of the answers 1 to 7 will spell a word. Okay, so each answer, the initial letter, is a different letter of a 7-letter word. And question 8 is, what is the 7-letter word made by the initials of the previous 7 answers? It's not an anagram or anything, it's literally in order. The answer to question 1 is the first letter, answer to question 2 is the second letter, and so on and so forth. Bear in mind, the bonus answer has not appeared in the quiz as yet. Here we go. Number 1. How is legendary GB Olympian Michael Edwards better known? How is legendary GB Olympian Michael Edwards better known? Six out of 8 for Lorraine on the compass round. Very well done. Number 2, in Greek myth, who fell in love with his own reflection? In Greek myth, who fell in love with his own reflection? 7 there for Helen. Good work, Hel. Who fell in love with his own reflection in Greek myth? You should have 2 initials now. Number 3, Roger Taylor, Fat Larry and Meg White all played which instrument in their respective bands? Roger Taylor, Fat Larry and Meg White all played which instrument in their respective bands? Just remember, the initial letters of all your answers will spell a 7-letter word. Number 4, which European country is the only one in the world to be ruled by a Grand Duke? Which European country is the only one in the world to be ruled by a Grand Duke? Number 5, which word is the subtitle to the 4th films in both the Avengers and Highlander film series, and also the title of a 1957 play by Samuel Beckett? Which word is the subtitle to the 4th films in both the Avengers and Highlander film series, and also the title of a 1957 play by Samuel Beckett? Number 6, in 2016, which company recalled its latest mobile phones as they had a tendency to explode? Which company recalled its latest mobile phones as they had a tendency to explode? I'm going to pop a little bonus point in there for you. You don't have to send it through on the message or anything like that. If you can say which model of phone it was, you can get an extra bonus point on that one. So in 2016, which company recalled its latest mobile phones as they had a tendency to explode? Bonus point for the model. And number 7, which company make these sweets? So what do we got in there? Drumstick, Love Hearts, Refreshers, Parma Violets. Which company makes these sweets? Number 8, which word is spelt by the initials of the previous 7 answers? Let's go through those questions once again, very quickly. So your first one, how is legendary GB Olympian Michael Edwards better known? Number 2, in Greek myth, who fell in love with his own reflection? Roger Taylor, Fat Larry and Meg White all played which instruments in their respective bands? Number 4, which European country is the only one in the world to be ruled by a Grand Duke? Number 5, which word is the subtitle to the 4th films in the Avengers and Highlander film series and the title of a 1957 play by Samuel Beckett? Number 6, in 2016, which company recalled its latest mobile phones as they had a tendency to explode? And number 7, which company makes these sweets? And then what word is spelt by the initials of the previous 7 answers? Right, let's get into it. Number 1, how is legendary GB Olympian Michael Edwards better known? That is Eddie the Eagle Edwards. Eddie the Eagle. In Greek myth, who fell in love with his own reflection? That was Narcissus. Narcissus. Roger Taylor, Fat Larry and Meg White all play the instruments. Which instrument in their respective bands? It is the drums. So you've got Roger Taylor in Queen, Fat Larry in Fat Larry Band, Meg White in the White Stripes. Which European country is the only one in the world to be ruled by a Grand Duke? That is Luxembourg, the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg. He's called Henri, Grand Duke Henri. There he is in his finery. Which word is the subtitle to the 4th films in both the Avengers and Highlander film series, and also the title of 1957 play by Samuel Beckett? That's Endgame, the bonus answer. Avengers, Endgame. Highlander, Endgame. And then Endgame by Samuel Beckett. 2016, which company recalled its latest mobile phones that had a tendency to explode? Right, it was Samsung. So you get a point for Samsung. If you want to sort of go for it, bit of kudos, extra bonus point if you put the Galaxy Note 7. And which company makes these sweets? Swizzles. I think their full name is Swizzles Matlow or something like that, but let's use Swizzles as their name. And that, of course, leads us to the word that is spelled by the initials of the previous 7 answers, and that is endless. Endless. So there we have it. How did you guys do? I think there's been some big scores today. Post your total score in the live chat there, or let me know. Very well done. Excellent. Very well done, Howells, on winning your chocolate. That's going to be in the post to you very soon. Awesome. Very good. Yeah, it's been a real pleasure running this over the last 10 weeks. Yeah, it's been a funny journey, isn't it, for all of us? Sort of ups and downs and trying to work out sort of the best way forward. And hopefully now we start getting back to something that's a bit closer to normal, and we start seeing people that we really want to see again. That would be lovely. Helen, 31 out of, well, it's 40 this week, isn't it? It's a good score. Anything over 30 is really good. Any score is good, actually. It's been lovely having you all part of this. It's been a fantastic way to connect with you. It's given me something, you've given me something to do each week, preparing the quizzes and presenting them for you. Lee Rutter on 29. Well done, Rutters. Lovely regulars on the quiz. Got 25 come through. What have we got here? Oh my goodness, 37. That's really high. Porter's 39 out of 40. Well done. Perennial champions. Fantastic work. 22 for Lorraine. Very well done. Lovely to have you on board again. Thank you, Helen. Hope to see you and all you guys again soon. 31 for the Connollys. I've loved Wednesday evenings too. It's been fantastic. I think I'm going to miss it, so I'll probably be back a lot sooner than you think. Stay safe. Let's have a drink when this blows over. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you, guys. This is really nice. Les, 32. Very well done. Thank you, Lorraine. So, yeah, thanks, guys. Let's do it all again sometime. Maybe in person sometime. We'll when something reopens or whatever, I'll come do a quiz in person or something. Stay safe, stay well, stay connected. Thank you for joining in, and I'll see you again sometime. Bye-bye.